We constantly hearing complaints that we're not seeing that return on what we're giving in. So it just needs to be there at the forefront. And I will give you a heads up, Minister. I know that we have budget debate coming up, and this will not be the end of a tax reform discussion. But surely you could tell from the first time when we started this meeting 2 weeks ago to the continuation of it today that we are just looking for ways and means to collect something that will make it easier on the people and not continuously increase taxes on them, coming up with new taxes on them, because that's the last thing that our people need. We do not need to be taxing them more. And that's why I said I'm going to go back to a comment that you said today in one of your answers that I picked up on. And you said, and please correct me if I'm wrong, cleaning up of laws that aren't enforced, and it was back in 2012. And I believe maybe you referred to the land tax when you're talking about that. I think that's that's one of them, one that isn't enforced. I don't have your presentation in front of me, but while you were saying that, I said, yes, that's exactly, this is a perfect example of a tax that scared the living daylights out of me, because we have a land tax. Whether or not you agree with it, it's not the point. You have a land tax here that exists that we never, ever enforced, which means we do not collect on land tax. But in the scenario that we're in now, where we need liquidity support, where we need cash for this country, then my fear is that all of a sudden you would go from one day to the next and enforce land tax because it's there. That has been my fear. And I'm glad you say it, because you bring up something again today that in the desperation to make more money for this country without having to ask for liquidity support, that we don't go to those unenforced laws and demand it of our struggling community. So I'm glad you said it. If I missed out any more of those laws that are in place that we don't enforce, but they're there waiting for us to say, hey, this is there in case we get desperate, that's what I do not want and will not support unless we do it in a way, which is the point behind my conversation of the transaction taxes. You were bringing in something to make it easier to collect from the government side, as well as minimal invasion on the side of the person paying, whether that is to your payroll or whether that is to any other tax that we have there that is additional in your assessment. That's the point of me bringing and combining those two things, because we cannot, because we need revenue for this country, start just adding on more and more and more taxes. So if there's any other unenforced, please let me know, Minister.